Hi, guys. Welcome to the Creative Block. I'm Vince Gonzalez. Today, we're joined by Camille Zhang. Camille is co founder of Inc. Finance and acts as their head of business development. She's been active in crypto since 2017 and is a sought after crypto influencer. Her YouTube channel, Camille on Blockchain, has over 10,000 followers. Camille, as I understand it, Inc. Finance, what it does is, well, first of all, thank you for being on the show. I really appreciate you making the time all the way from Shanghai to be here. So I'm really grateful to see you today.
Thank you for the invitation, Vince. We know each other for a while, and
Yes.
finally, I'm on your show. I'm so happy now.
Yeah, I'm very flattered that you're on. I appreciate it very much. So tell me about Inc. Finance. As I understand it, you guys build if somebody has a Web3 company, and
hmm
you guys, as I understand it, work with a lot of DAOs. And so if they're looking for infrastructure, administration, finance, governance, that's what you do. Is that
Exactly.
accurate?
You're absolutely right, Vince. We are helping the DAOs or DAC or different type of organizations to build up their internal fiscal, their treasury, and helping them to do more financing work as well. So
Hmm.
anything you can imagine.
Yeah. And uh, And is it primarily DAOs or is it also other types of Web3 organizations?
Oh, it's all type of Web3 organizations. No matter you are DAOs or you are a group of syndicates or you are just a hobby group or even you are a licensed exchange, you can all do everything on Inc. Finance to finish your compliance, treasury management, or investment.
I met your co-founder Tony at Blockchain at USC when they had their first ever conference, and then Emily Tang, who I also
Yeah.
know, also introduced us. And so I was grateful today to make this connection and learn about really what you guys do. On this show, I talk about really a lot of artists and creatives, and I would imagine. Well, let me ask: Is do you guys also have sometimes like NFT projects that come to you, or things of that nature, or music projects, anything like that?
Yes, we does a lot. In finance does a lot of in gaming, entertainment, and leisure and the lifestyle. So all sorts of things. For NFTs, we can help them to fundraising, to do more investments. For entertainment, we have different sectors to build their community bigger, and the whole community can share their values together.
That's amazing. So I imagine you guys have uh, really good access to, people that make a difference in those companies. I mean, people that have maybe good ideas, but don't necessarily have access to PR or financing or, even how to structure.
Yes, we are actually we are having a lot of business development work to directly to meet those groups or companies to helping them to bring more value from Web 2 to Web 3.
Hmm. And what kind of clients stand out for you? If you could talk about any of those, are there any good examples of companies that you're working with?
Oh, yes, we have due to some confidential issues, I cannot name them, but
Understood.
we do have some clients from the government side that we're trying to release their financial stress, and also we are working with some uh, collective um, collective items such as cigars, wines, whiskeys, those
Oh,
clubs.
wow.
Yeah. There's this work we're doing, and also we are working with supply chain finance to help them to do. To build more capacity on their industry.
So, from the gaming community, I imagine a lot of that culture reaches out to you. Do you find yourself working with them a lot?
Yes, we do working with a metaverse project, and we're helping them to build. Recently, Inc. has been partnered with a virtual arcade called Outerverse. So we have a game like Boots in their Sky City section, so in which our virtual bank is set up. So at this booth, those popular game developers or vendors in the outerverse world can meet the players and the fans who are interested in taking a slice of the profit by providing loans and other forms of financing. So now with the funds at hand, these creative game creators can develop a new game in the Ultraverse world, and the fans plus investors will more actively share their love of the game to others because now they've been effectively become the stakeholders of the game. Without the blockchain, it would be impossible to achieve such incentivization and transparent value sharing. So Inc. is very proud of to be able to support such fund-driven sector, and we are aggressively expanding to similar systems.
That's amazing. And you mentioned earlier like a project like that where you help them connect with investors. Does Inc. Finance also invest as well, or do you always remove yourself from that part?
No, we don't invest. We are the technical tool to
Hmm.
helping the investors to find their proper invest objects. And also for someone who have assets want to raise funds, they can use Ink to build their structured products or to mint a proper token with all the right information within the token, and then they can use this token um, to be listed on proper exchange or certain marketplace to get more liquidity.
Gotcha. So you guys are paying attention to all the regulation and make sure it's legal,
Definitely.
all the IP is correct, all of that.
Yes, what we are doing is we're building a comprehensive tool, and if you want to build a very you if you want to strictly follow uh, a certain type of regulatory policy, then Inc. will fulfill all your requirements because our different modules and engines will help you to build that. But if you want to have a more Web3 or crypto native style of token minting or fundraising style, then we also support that. So it's all depends on the user's choice.
That's amazing. And so I imagine you work with lawyers all the time.
Well, the lawyers, yes and no, because the
Uh-huh.
lawyers will play a part in the whole ecosystem. For example, one law firm they can work for our art gallery and to be the verifier. To be the verifier for this art piece, and meanwhile, meanwhile another lawyer he can or this firm can be work for listed for a licensed exchange to do some regulation work. So those lawyers usually the users who are want to seriously participate in this game, they will bring their lawyers to verify their legacies, so legitimacies.
Yeah.
So this is how it works. We provide the KYC or identity verification
Hmm.
system for those lawyers to verify themselves. So they will be a part. They will be a part of players in the whole ecosystem.
That's amazing. And a couple of weeks ago, I interviewed a lawyer who went from traditional to Web3, and
Mm-hmm.
that's all he does now because this is such fast changing environment, and the
Yes.
lines are gray and people don't, it's so many things are unprecedented. He basically devoted his whole life to it, so it's kind of
Yes.
exciting to watch.
Yes.
And do you have other clients that also work in the metaverse?
Yes, we also have another clients in the gaming and the metaverse sectors. So they are building a huge gaming systems. So what we're doing is we are helping them to build up a different game guilds because as a producing company, they cannot build a different type of game guilds and organize those game guilds. Otherwise it would be too much work workload for them, and it's not necessary for a game developing company to organizing all the guilds. So they took our idea, like they believe that all the game guilds should be self-organized, and how to do all the governance, and where and how to do the governance. They should determine their own policies, and they should have a very stable tool to organize their uh, game guilds, no matter to decide it to the task they're going to do in the game, or they want to raise fund to buy a certain type of weapon or buy a ship in the game. So they will use Ink Finance to raise funds to purchase some weapons in the game, or they need to use Ink Finance to do certain propose and voting governance issues. So we're doing everything together. All you need is just to have a wallet and have then that's it.
That's exciting. Let me just turn on my volume a little bit. It's interesting because, there was a bunch of hype a year and a half or so ago about the metaverse, and then it's cooled
Mm-hmm.
since, Meta, has laid people off. Their push towards that direction seems quieter, but at the same time, it's not going away. And there's still a lot of developers still very interested in, building in that space. So I would imagine going forward, as things climb up again, you guys are positioned in a really good spot to
Yeah,
develop there.
yes, I think so too.
Tell me a little bit about the Quill token. I know that's a utility coin that you guys use to uh, internally manage some of the processes. Is that correct?
Oh, that's right. That's right. As all the Web3 projects, in finance also have our own token, and it is a utility token which is called the Quill. So what we see Quill uh, is a turn-on key to use Ink Finance. So if you want to use Ink Finance's different type of modules, like the governance module, um, investment module, funding module, and etc. So you have to, first of all, you have to have a bunch of core tokens to stake on it. So once you stake
Hmm.
those two core tokens, then you can start to use all the functions within Ink Finance. So after you finish after you finish your DAO, or you don't want to do this anymore, then you can
Hmm.
withdraw those tokens, those quill tokens, plus the staking rewards, and resell and sell them on the market. So you have nothing to lose, and while you're using it, you will gain the staking rewards. So this is for the users. You can use the quill tokens as a turn-on key. And for different for individual Quill token holders, what you can do is you can join the Ink Finance main DAO, and you can put on your put stake all your Quill tokens, and the main DAO will generate all the quills and rent to others. So, for example, if a DAO is in a very beginning level and they don't have much capacity to buy it from the market, so they can just rent it. They just need to negotiate on a certain price, no matter to use our stablecoin or use their own ecosystems token. They can do a deal with the Ink style, so they can rent Quill token for a period to see if it's work or not. So it's a win-win for both.
Hmm. And you guys have a minimum amount, for people to start to make sure that it unlocks all the options.
Yes, that's right.
And so let's just do sort of an imaginary scenario. I'm in Los Angeles. I have a
Mhm.
game concept, me and my three buddies, and I come to you and I present the project and am looking for the rest of it. What does that look like? That those first initial meetings, are you stress testing? The probability of this to seeing if it has viability, or is it more like we'll do whatever you want, or we're not going to take a managerial seat in this? What is that tone like?
So if you have a gaming project, right, and you
Hmm.
came to us ask for help,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so
Yes.
what we're gonna do first is we will ask you, what kind of achievement you want to have, because for different projects or for the different games, they all have their own purpose. Most of the games they are focused on to build the players' experience, and after that they might need to or they might want to have more players within their game. What Ink Finance can do is to help them to increase the value internally. For example, we can build a system to incentive your players to devote more time and more focus attention to the game itself, because eventually he will be one of the stakeholder or part of the game themselves. So it depends on what's your governance policy and how do you want your game ecosystem or your community to be. If you want it to be fully decentralized, or you want to be semi-decentralized, or you want to somebody to have to become the board and to have the central board to organize everything. It all depends on the game's own governance policy, and so what Ink do is we provide the full set of tool to realize your purpose.
Great. That's amazing. And do you guys see occasionally known Web 2 brands that come to you maybe and say, we think we could have success in this space, but we don't know how to do it? Is that part of your business as well?
Yes, yes, we are doing. Yeah, we are meeting a lot of Web3 business right now. Actually, they're coming to us and ask us for help to give them a spice of Web3. So a while ago, we have an Indian gaming company came to us. They are super huge in India. They have developed more than 10 or even more gaming apps on on iPhone and Android. So, however, they have a huge ecosystem. However, those players they have separate credits for different type of games, but all under the company's tree. So they want to reorganize everything. They want to make those credits or points to be more incentive or to connect it with the real money. So they're looking for a solution to us. So we provided them a great solution on how to organize those communities within their company. So this is what we have from Web2 gaming, and also from Web2 social media. We also have clients coming to us. They want to reach to more content creators to encourage them to produce more valuable or popular content, because once the in the because in social media you always have those top YouTubers or Instagrammers or TikTok content creators, and those big influencers, they have millions of followers, but but there are still very good content creators. They have only a few followers, or maybe just
Yeah.
hundreds or thousands.
Or
So
10,000.
they're 10,000. Yeah. So they're trying to reach those content creators to encourage them, maybe financially encourage them to produce more. So those Web2 companies, they are looking for chance to um, have more Web3 flavor. And also, I believe those Web3 uh, is the trade, and uh, and I believe the Web3 concept is very important for those listed Web2 companies to perform on the market.
Yeah, yeah, that makes total sense. We're seeing this. Starbucks has digital rewards programs now. I
Hmm.
just saw today 7-Eleven with Slurpee now has digital rewards, so there's, you could see everybody with already an established reach, want to start getting into this, it's almost the perfect time because, from the naysayers' perspective, it's
Hmm.
not a thing, and yet, all of the builders like you are taking this very seriously, understanding that it's a real long term, path. So it's
Yeah,
pretty exciting.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. As you just mentioned, like Starbucks or 7-Eleven. Did you mention that?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So no, I'm not sure if this applied in your market, but in China, we know some grocery stores or some coffee shops. They created their own community through WeChat. So so once they have a small they have discounts or events going on, they just keep pushing their clients to revisit their branch. So what Inc can do, and what I feel that the Web3 can do is helping them to move those communities on chain, and then they can directly send rewards or send feedback or organize the community on chain. So it would be a clear and transparent environment for all.
That's exciting. And do you find as yourself as a representative of
Mhm.
Inc. Finance, are you guys doing a lot of in-person events and expos and conferences? Is that something that you guys are active in?
Yes, yes. Our CEO Tony has been participated in many, um, road shows or demo days, and also we join lots of panels as the one of the panel speakers. And meanwhile, we are actively been on Twitter Space. No matter it's organized by the Avalanche chain or BSC chain or by different investors.
That's great. So let's talk a little bit about you and your background and how you got into the Web3 space.
Sure, it is an interesting and amazing journey for me. So prior to getting to the crypto, I had a career in international business development. I finished my graduate study in London and began my career in the Middle East in Dubai. So I was helping the business owned by
Wow.
several royal families expanding their global reach. So, like many in my cohort who stumbled upon crypto, it was pretty much due to the random chance. So, there is this
Hmm.
way utopian sensation of blockchain that appeals to so many. So, who see personal realization as a key part of their lives. So, I'm no exception. Looking back from where I've stand today, even though we do at Ink Finance is so realistic and professional and practical, I still say that the ideological appeal of blockchain draw me in any given way. I officially started my career in blockchain in 2017 as a
Hmm.
business developer. So in this rapid moving industry, I'm kind of veteran. I have worked at crypto VC funds and exchanges and eventually established my own social media brand, as you mentioned earlier. And
Yes.
it's probably fair to say that I have my share of the success in crypto.
Uh-huh. That's exciting.
However, However, it was through the many circles of booms and busts and the tons of projects that I have been working on that I've started to feel more and more strongly that the magical crypto jigsaw puzzle is missing the most critical ingredient, which is the ability to touch and change the real lives of normal people. At the time when I meet
Yeah.
Tony, our CEO, my distrust and suspicion of any crypto founder's intention were at the highest point. But the only reason for me to commit to one project as a co-founder and builder, as um, as opposed to being a promoter in the incubator of many, is the extraordinary vision and the capability that Tony has shown me. So his devotion to what he believes in. What he um what he believes in is which is now shared by our entire team, is that blockchain isn't a utopian movement or speculative gimmick, and that there are real problems to be solved and the solutions can be developed. He not only showed the possibilities, but also the means to delivering team and the path to achieve them. So this conviction that we can make a difference in a digital world, what makes me a quite sharp turn in the crypto world. Additionally, since the space is primarily male dominant, being a female in the leadership role gives me a sense of fulfillment of a different sort. So far, it has been extremely challenging path. I'm gonna be honest with you. I am enjoying the journey.
Bravo to you. That's
Thank you,
impressive.
thank you. Well, the reason that I've mentioned Tony so many times because he really inspired me. That what crypto can really do. Before I met Tony, there's so many scams and frauds in the crypto space, and it's not so regulated and
Yeah.
as you know that crypto kind of is banned in the mainland China. So this is the
Hmm.
result, and this is the impression that the blockchain and crypto bring to the public. So sometimes I was question myself, am I wrong in the path in this path? But once I met him, that our CEO, he's a veteran in finance, and he knows how to use blockchain and how to use crypto to make a better world of us. So now this is something very, very important in my life.
So, is there anything exciting that you guys are working on, recognizing that you probably have a bunch of NDAs and can't talk specifics, but is there anything exciting that you guys are working on that you think is notable?
Yes, yes. Actually, we have some major milestones coming up.
Oh,
Uh,
cool.
first, first is the Ink Finance product. It is a multi-chain protocol, so we will launch it on several mainstream blockchain network at the end of this at end of the month. And
Oh, wow.
it is currently going through a security audit now. So this is the most important milestone for any blockchain based project. So we are very excited to see the effort to be presented to the general public.
That's
And
exciting.
yes, exactly. Um, and secondly, we will form an operation company focusing on the sectors we've been covered today in the session. We're going to focus on the RWS, real world assets, and all the projects that I've been mentioned in during our conversation. So the company is set up to unleash the firepower of InFinance by injecting energy into tourism, entertainment, and even healthcare, and among those other business sectors. So we're able to do this because of the clarity provided by the Hong Kong governance crypto regulation. So they allow us to fully demonstrate how Ink Finance and to a broader extent blockchain technology and add real value to normal people. So the example that I used in our early discussion, the content creators, the cigars, whiskeys, they are all real
Hmm.
use cases that have been engaged with us. So and the operating company will bring dozens of such ecosystems and thousands and millions of their users. So these are the two major milestones that will mark a new stage of our project. And we are very proud
Wow.
of what we
Wow.
achieve and confident of our
You've been
ability.
busy.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
That's exciting. Very cool. Well, I look forward to watching all that develop. Um, uh, Camille, I wanted to thank you very, very much for being on the show. I really appreciate it. You taking the time to be on, and like I said, we'll put in all the show notes all your relevant links, and I'm wishing you the very best. And I hope you'll be on again soon. You know, after things unfold a little bit, you're welcome to come back
I
and
would
talk
love
more about
to.
what's happening.
Thank you,
Thank you
Vince.
very much.
Thank you.
Take care.